Now, traffic congestion at Dartford is something we're all too familiar with here in Kent, isn't it? So, could the Lower Thames crossing, a 40-mile tunnel linking Kent and Essex, be the answer? It's just past another hurdle. The Planning Inspectorate is examining National Highways plans to build it, and work could start in 2024. But it is now going to cost £1.9 billion more than originally planned. Executive Director Matt Palmer told Dom on BBC Radio Kent they're making sure they've got enough money.
Projects are always beset with having to ensure they work to budget. We are in interesting times in terms of inflation, and what we're trying to do on Lower Thames Crossing is bring on board our delivery partners early so that we can design it such that we don't see the high levels of inflation that we've got at the moment.
But 1.9 billion is huge, isn't it?
It is. This is a large scheme. It is the largest since the M25. There is no other road scheme like it in the UK.
Well, opponents say the project could put ancient woodland and habitats under threat. But Matt Palmer says they've listened to those concerns.
We've done things like extend the tunnel to avoid habitats, etc., and I've adjusted the route in the Essex side quite a lot as well. So there's been a number of good changes that we've taken on board as a result of the consultation. There is still about 6 hectares of ancient woodland that we do impact. We're bringing on board our contractors soon, and we'll then work further into the detailed plans to actually work out how we can further reduce that 6 down even further.
Well, let's speak now with Laura Blake, who joins us, chair of the Lower Thames Action Group, who are opposing the plans. Laura, thank you for being with us. Let's just start with your reaction then to that news that planning is now in examination by the Planning Inspectorate.
Hi, Pat. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. We were a bit surprised by the acceptance because we are aware that at least one local authority in their adequacy of consultation representation had said they felt certain parts of the consultation process had not been legally compliant. But we are where we're at. The bar is very low on these things, so now we move forward towards the examination stage of it. But the project is still going to be hugely destructive and harmful, still not going to solve the problems at Dartford Crossing, and it would be a waste of £10 billion or more that we feel, could be better spent. Why waste that money on something? Even the National Audit Office have recently stated that there are issues regarding the low value for money on this scheme.
Yeah, but a solution is needed to ease congestion at Dartford, isn't it? I mean, surely this will go a long way to achieving that goal, won't it?
You're right in as much as, yes, something needs to be done, but no, I don't believe, and we don't believe, and many others, including MPs, local authorities, large charities, don't believe that it is going to solve those problems. We just can't see it. The evidence shows that you need to take at least 25% of the traffic away from that Dartford crossing to bring it back below capacity, and the proposed Lower Thames crossing would not do that. We need a better solution. We need something that's actually going to solve it.
OK, so what are the alternatives then?
Well, there are plenty of different alternatives that we feel should have been considered that haven't been. Option A14, which is a road tunnel coming from around Junction 2 on the M25, going through to between 29 and 30. Finally complete that chunk of the M25 as a motorway orbital that's missing, bypassing the current crossing and getting all that national traffic flowing through a new, bigger, modern tunnel that everything can go through without having to have the 50-mile-an-hour limit, the escorted vehicles stopping the traffic every 15 to 20. There's also a lot of evidence coming out about rail improvements between Ashford and Reading for around £4 to £4.5 billion that would take a lot of the freight off of the roads and get it onto more sustainable rail. There's definitely things they should be looking at rather than ploughing ahead with something that's going to cost more than £10 billion and isn't going to solve those problems.
You heard National Railways say that your concerns are being listened to and they are trying to mitigate any environmental damage with this scheme. What would you respond to that?
What we actually hear is a lot of propaganda and attempts to greenwash this project, and there are many other people and organisations that agree with us on that. There's been a definite lack of meaningful engagement between National Highways and many people, not just us as an action group.
Do you feel your concerns are being listened to, Laura?
Not by national highways, no. I mean, examples where Mr Palmer was saying about ancient woodland being avoided, we know north of the river in Essex, they're actually avoiding a landfill, but instead going through an ancient woodland. It's just not acceptable, and the amount of greenwash and spin they put on it doesn't cover up the facts. This is a hugely destructive and harmful project that's not fit for purpose.
As chair of the Lower Thames Action Group, be honest, is opposition waning now the plans have reached another stage in the process?
No, we're definitely still in it for the fight. We're in it for the long haul. This obviously is a long process through the examination stage with lots of different written representations and meetings and things. We're in it for the long haul because we believe strongly that the evidence is there. As I say, so many other people agree with that. We've got more and more MPs and local authorities and organisations becoming more and more vocal as more and more evidence comes out.
Laura Blake, chair of the Lower Thames Action Group, thanks for your time this evening.